Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the HHW Show podcast with Hector V and Obi-Wan, myself. It is so close, so close. We're 1 week away from Saturday for the Elimination Chamber. Updated news. We got a couple more matches scheduled for WrestleMania 41, and we're pretty much still going on the talk that we had on our audio podcast with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. You can also catch it on the HHW Show website, hhwshow.com. Hector, thank you. Welcome back. And for Frank, who's probably tuning in later, I hope all is well over there in Florida. But I know you're busy, got to handle your business. But I know guaranteed you will be back next week with our prediction. But here we got the Elimination Chamber set. We have some possibilities for what matches coming up for WrestleMania and reconciliation. And not just one, but for many. We're going to cover that and much, much more here on this podcast, Hector. And we'll start off with the men's Elimination Chamber. Now we finally got it. It's already set. We got Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, and CM Punk. Wow. If you was to ask me a while back, I would never had imagined that it would be this stacked.
Right.
And really, I mean, I'm at a point where, well, who wins? Who has an advantage here out of these top six?
It's kind of hard to tell, honestly, because everybody seems to have run-ins with each other at the Royal Rumble. So who really does have the upper hand? Who's the one that could be the X factor here?
I feel like well, when you say the X factor, what do you mean by the X factor? Like the most favorite or you're taking them out?
Well, I'm looking at him like the one that you're not even going to think about who can actually win this thing.
I'm thinking about Damian Priest right now.
If you're going to ask me, I would look at it as a Logan Paul. He really doesn't have beef with anybody at the moment. He just runs his mouth.
Right. But but that's what I'm saying. Damian Priest, out of all these people, really don't got nothing. I mean, yeah, he defeated Drew McIntyre to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, but that's about it of the history. Got nothing to do with nobody else. You know what I mean? I think if someone well deserving,
because
go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying because we have it even, with Raw and SmackDown with 3-3 because we have to assume that John Cena is with SmackDown in this case, in this scenario here. So,
all right. So what you're saying is let's rule out Seth Rollins, let's rule out CM Punk, and then I guess you're going to tell me that we're going to rule out Logan Paul.
I would say so, but Logan Paul could probably make a run towards the end like he did last year. It's very possible.
I'm not liking it just because he just popped out of nowhere, right? And we only seen one match out of Logan Paul compared to the rest of the superstars. So for him to get the green light and win the Elimination Chamber, I'm just not sold on it. I think, look, you're going for a world title, the top title of WWE, and for one match, and you could tell me that you're fully active duty or whatever it is. I'm sorry, like you're not even in my top 10. Let them know that you're going for a world title against Cody Rhodes. I don't think so.
I agree. I'm not going to argue that case, but for him just to be slotted in here again, uh,
Mm-hmm.
there has to be a reason why they're putting him in this juncture of a match.
Well,
Okay,
he's very skilled.
him having
He
no
has all the skills,
really,
right? And if you
yeah,
listen to his podcast, I mean, he had John Cena as a special guest, and you know, why not? And I hate to do this. I really hate it. But does that mean that all this rumors is going to be true to see John Cena versus Logan Paul? I don't want that to happen, but I feel like that is right. Um, and the John Cena story. Let's focus on him real quick. The John Cena story is still legit to where he hasn't won a match in a very long time. When is he going to win? Is this the time where he's going to prove everybody he could take out 5 superstars and main event WrestleMania? That is the question here.
he may not have to.
I
Yeah, he
mean,
may
yeah,
not have to take all five out. They're going to probably take it. They'll take each other out.
true. But I feel like if you're going to go for that world title, the 17-time championship, right? That you'll be able to pin all 5 of these dudes. Everybody's doing the work, but
That
John
is a
Cena
statement.
will do something to get those 3 counts.
That is a major statement to do that. I mean, to come off of a tremendous losing streak, to include the Royal Rumble, to come out and say that you pinned 5 major stars in one night, that would be a major accomplishment, something that he's never done before. And that
Mhm.
would put him up there in the record wise as far as the most eliminations in a chamber.
I think Brock Lesnar has 5 already in one match.
Well, I'm talking about overall though.
Oh, overall,
Yeah.
like surpassing Triple H.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I
Well,
got you.
I think he can tie Triple H.
Hmm.
Maybe tie Triple H, but I don't think he can pass him.
All right, so
But he
let's
can tie
let's
Triple H with a win.
oh, yeah. Okay. Um what about okay, so John Cena, right? Seeking for the 17th time, and of course he's out of the net because of the fact that he's filming a movie. I think that might take some toll on it, right? Because the fact that you stepping out, but you're not really in the game. So as much as I want to see John Cena win this, oh my God, I really do. I just don't see the compatibility between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I just don't see it. It's like seeing 2 different weight classes. Literally, I know that John Cena fought Daniel Bryan. That was 2 different weight class, but John Cena lost, right? Remember that SummerSlam? And that started pretty much the yes movement. Um, but I don't see it, especially Cody being the good guy. He's the baby face. We maybe be looking at someone that's heel, like maybe Drew McIntyre. Maybe he's the favorite. Maybe he's going to win and move on, right? But he has history with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, losing the title to Damian Priest. And he has nothing much to say with Logan Paul. But what gets to me is that Drew McIntyre kind of backed down from Jacob Fatu, which left me a bad taste.
I don't think you want to just step to Fatu right now in the state that he's in right now. You know, having to deal with Solo Sokoa now that he's back, and of course, continuing to say that he's going to bring that title back home to the family. There has to be something. Something has to give between now and WrestleMania that something just doesn't feel right. That title's not going to be around Cody Rhodes' waist come WrestleMania.
What if I
If
tell
this
you
is
that
John
maybe
Cena's run at a title.
the easiest target will be Damian Priest to get taken out and he will not be able to participate in the Elimination Chamber. And then we have to have a
And then
what's
what?
that called? A makeup slot for that position, and Jacob Fatu's in there because Solo Sikoa is going to do his very best to help Jacob Fatu to get that belt, right? And I'm looking at this. I was like, dude, he is probably the odd man out of all this. Think about it. No history. I mean, I won't say no history,
I
but he
see.
has no beef with nobody.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he could be the first one eliminated. Fatu
Yeah.
could be the one to take him out.
Get taken out at the Elimination Chamber before the
Because you're
match
right.
started. The same scenario that happened to Bobby Lashley. Unable to compete.
Yeah,
And
it's
there goes
possible.
Jacob
Yeah.
Fatu to step in. But then I feel like, man,
Maybe
that's not
not just
fair
a
for
step
Braun
in, but
Strowman
not
either.
even. Yeah, you're right. It's not. But whatever it's going to take for John Cena to win this match, he's got to know that Seth Rollins and CM Punk is going to take each other out. Punk is already making all these talks about that he's going to win this thing and go to WrestleMania. That is not happening. He's talking. His talk is cheap right now. I'm sorry.
I know. Right now, it's like his stuff is not relevant. And the more he talks, the less he produces. The only thing he got going on is that, yeah, he beat Seth Rollins. He beat Drew McIntyre. And now he's focused on trying to get back into the game for WrestleMania. And it just something's telling me that that favor is going to kick in. What is that favor? And I think we're going to find out closer to WrestleMania what that favor is. Should he not win the Elimination Chamber? Let's go ahead and move on with Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, look, I was disappointed that he won on Monday Night Raw, right? Because I thought something more was gonna happen. Will there be another chapter like ongoing? Because I still see Seth freaking Rollins versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That has to happen. You curb stomp the OTC, okay? You are trying your best to take them out. All right. You started something, you trying to take them out, and what's going to happen is it's going to backfire. Now I know that the vengeance is on. Roman Reigns is going to go after Seth Rollins. And I thought it was going to happen on Monday Night Raw and have Finn Balor win it. And I would have been all right with Finn Balor because then we could have talked about Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Now we can't. So here we are. I just don't see Seth Rollins winning.
No.
But if he does, that is a bigger story because he's never beaten Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, does it look like Drew McIntyre is going to be the favorite to win this thing to go after Cody Rhodes? I'm just sorry. I mean, we keep saying that they're going after Cody Rhodes. I'm telling you, something tells me Cody's not going to make WrestleMania with that title around his waist.
Well, the way it looks
Something's
at it
got to
is that
give.
you would think that Sikoa will have a match with Cody Rhodes at the Elimination Chamber, which still could be a possibility. But the way that Cody Rhodes spoke on a promo about Solo Sikoa is almost like he believes that the intent wasn't for him, that he was not the target. And I'm like, well, then if he's not the target, then who is? I just didn't make any sense. And then with Solo Sikoa being all calm about it and talking to Jacob Fatu, now it's like an internal problem in the bloodline again. So that's what left me confused.
Yeah, right.
But let's move on with Logan Paul. He got nothing to lose.
Yeah, nothing to lose and all to gain in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there's Damian Priest, which he too has nothing really. Just go out there and do what he does. And he got lucky to get
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the winner of this match is going to dictate whether Cody walks into WrestleMania with that title. Because you're right. Seeing a babyface against Cody Rhodes, it doesn't seem to make sense. But is John Cena hyping us all up and getting us on that bandwagon train that he's going to WrestleMania and going after the title?
He ain't gonna do it.
I,
I want him to. Don't get me wrong. I'm
then
going
that's
to root for him. I want him to do it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
look. Call me crazy. I'm just going to throw something wild out there. Okay, you can boot me off, you can mute me, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just going to say this. What if, okay, what if John Cena does win this, but then something happens to Jey Uso and they take him out the picture? Now we can see John Cena going after Gunther.
No, I disagree. Because the World Heavyweight Championship has nothing to do with John Cena. John Cena is a 16-time world
It's
champion.
just, again,
Yes, he's won the heavyweight title, don't get me wrong, but he was most famous for the WWE Championship. I just don't see how he would lower himself to win against Gunther in the World Heavyweight Championship. This is a story where it needs to finish for Jey Uso. It really is. The Yeet movement is live. It's heavy.
then
Yeah. Nah, I
the
mean,
only other thing is that John Cena wins. Look, John Cena wins, then he's not going after Cody. Then that means Cody's going to be the odd man out here.
no,
I mean, it's
because
just
then you
John Cena.
will have John Cena be like the John Cena he is. He'll probably go step up to him. I mean, what's the difference between John Cena and The Rock, though? They were both babyface. They were both fan favorites. Have John Cena start talking on the mic and see him push Cody Rhodes to his limits. Who got the bigger mic skills?
You could. Oh, of course, John Cena got the bigger mic skills. That's
Well,
obvious.
let's start
100% against
throwing Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes under the bus. Let's go. Let's step up his game. What do you got against John Cena? If you're the face, listen. Triple H said it. The Rock said it. They said thank you to Cody Rhodes for being the face of the WWE. Face versus face. Who's better?
I mean, that's what we want to see. It just doesn't look right, though.
No, it doesn't look right.
Doesn't look right.
That's why I'm not sold on John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber. And Gunther already drew first blood.
I see what you're saying. If you,
So
if John Cena is not the one to win this, then it has to be Drew McIntyre. It has to be Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody from SmackDown that's going to win this Elimination Chamber. So you're only looking at 3 possibilities here. And Drew has won this thing before.
I think we need to narrow it down to 2 people. And for what you're telling me is it's going to be either Drew McIntyre or Logan Paul. Which I can't stand.
Logan Paul, I'm telling you. Logan Paul might can make it to the end, but he ain't winning it. You're not going to move him over to SmackDown to go after Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry. I mean,
wasn't Logan Paul on Raw though?
Yes, he's on Raw.
He fought Rey Mysterio on Raw, right?
Yes.
No, then forget Logan Paul, man. Drew McIntyre.
That's what I'm saying. If it's not going to be Cena, it has to be Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest is not winning this. I'm sorry. He's the odd man out here.
All right. Look, again, plenty of conversation for this. Fans, what do you think? Who you think right now, as of this moment, who is favorite to be in the lead to win the Elimination Chamber? I'm like, right now it's like, oh, could Drew McIntyre be face to face with John Cena as being the last 2 men? I do believe that John Cena could make it as a runner-up. That I do believe. The same way that happened at the Royal Rumble. I think that's going to be the story. Like, you almost did it. That's twice that you almost did it. And then he's going to be like, I'm going to be in WrestleMania. I'm going to choose my opponent. Or someone in there is going to be his opponent. Will we see John Cena versus CM Punk? Will we see John Cena versus Logan Paul?
Here's another crazy idea. What if he goes after the Intercontinental title, the title he's never won before?
It's not, that's already booked for something else, which we're going to talk about it later. Thank you very much. I love this. Go ahead. Go ahead. I feel like I got the answers to everything you about to throw at me.
Yeah, but
Well,
there's a lot still to be questioned between now and WrestleMania.
you're right. You're right. So let's go ahead and
You're
move
right.
on to the next one and the woman's here, right? Which that's already said. We got Roxanne Perez, the rookie, Bailey. We got Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Alexa Bliss. Let's start with Roxanne Perez. The only person she really got beef with is Bailey. Roxanne Perez is pretty much already hitting stardom. I liked it where she came out in NXT dressing like Bailey when she first began her career. I was like, no, she didn't. It was crazy. Um, yeah. And the winner here goes against Rhea Ripley. Right? Okay. I'm seeing it. Naomi and Bianca Belair. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling those tag teams. Why we have a tag team? And the thing is, they smile about it like, this is what I don't understand. You're going to smile about it and be like, we're going to win it. But one of us is going to win it. We're going to be happy with each other. Stop your freaking lying. Stop already. You don't know how inside of me I'll be like, like BS. I need a BS flag. That's what I needed. Like, get out of here. And again,
I think there's a reason
like
why.
More brewing here.
I think there's a reason why.
Bianca
Between
Belair
them
is
two,
going to
yes.
turn on Naomi.
There's a reason why. Why would they? Why would Nick Aldis show them the video right before the Elimination Chamber?
All right. So let me ask you this:
Something
who's
is brewing
guilty,
between
Bianca
Naomi.
Belair or Naomi?
Right now, I'm telling you, I still think it's Bianca, but everything is pointing to Naomi. Everything is pointing to her.
What's throwing you off?
I think this is where we see Cargill because Naomi keeps saying that everybody's blaming her. Everybody's blaming her, and she's tired of it. While Bianca is being quiet, so everything is pointing to Naomi. So that's why I think it's Bianca. And if Cargill comes out to expose the liar, then that person's going to turn on the other one in the chamber.
Mm-hmm. But why would Bianca Belair give up the Intercontinental tournament? That's what I don't understand. You have an opportunity to put more gold around your waist and you pass on that? Naomi, well, she was in the tournament, wasn't she? Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just something's not right. Something's not right. And for Liv Morgan, Raquel, they will own it if they did it. That's the thing. And they never went out in public to discuss that. Right? So I see that them two might clash and be eliminated out of this. And that leaves me with Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I agree. I see them two being the last two standing. And we know we've seen Liv Morgan play this game before. She's come so close.
Liv Morgan
but
and Rhea Ripley is a story that I'm not wanting to see. I saw that last WrestleMania. I don't need to see it again.
No, you're right. I agree. That's why I like Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, but
She
It's
makes the
either Alexa Bliss or Bailey. I'd like to see a Bailey versus Rhea Ripley. That one I could see. Bailey's earned that right to be up
yeah,
there.
yeah. I see what you're saying.
But then, like, ever since like these few premium live events, it's like Bailey's been passed down. Like she's taking the big L's. So I'm like, all right. When you gonna turn this? When you gonna turn things around? And things are not going positive since she switched to Raw. But she switched to Raw for a reason. She
Yeah,
sees an opportunity, and she was the first
Mhm.
qualifier.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
But I
let's
think
go ahead
just
and
things
move
are
on,
brewing right now between her and Roxanne. So
which is great because if Bailey was to win it, she already got her first opponent. Or will Roxanne Perez back off, and then maybe we could actually see Roxanne Perez involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
what do you want me to say? I'm not
It's,
a fan of this.
it's a
These two are
Canadian
forcing.
thing.
This is just because they're in Canada. They have to have this match, even though it's unsanctioned. I don't agree with it. That might be my potty break match. I'm not really interested in this match.
To know that
I'm
Sami
not.
Zayn is not at 100% to go against Kevin Owens is like you're just gonna beat yourself down, and that might be a welcoming return for Randy Orton to show up and create a Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens match at WrestleMania.
But it's Kevin Owens 100% because he didn't look like 100% after what he did to Sammy. He still looked like he was hurt.
He was able to put that pile driver. That's all I'm saying. I know what that means. I know you were trying to do. This was different. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Come on, Sami Zayn. Just saying. You're right. But and that's another. There's another match that wasn't listed in the website that I'm surprised was that Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton both are going to tag team against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I haven't seen anything like that wasn't gonna happen, but they've been broadcasting it like, yeah, they're gonna go ahead at the Elimination Chamber and battle. Don't know if this match is going to happen. I thought it was official, but I haven't seen it on the website.
Oh, I know. They've done stranger things before. They've done scratch matches at the last minute, and sadly to say, they've done that to a lot of the women in the women division. That's not fair to them.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but hey, on Monday Night Raw, we're going to see the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship belts being defended. I'm going to tell you this to spice everything up right now. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are going to win those belts. I do believe that there's going to be friction within Bianca Belair and Naomi. Or
Yeah, you're right.
we
That
may
could
just find out,
that could lead into the chamber.
and we may maybe we could see Jade Cargill. I mean, I feel like that's not going to happen. But if you're going to lose the title, it has to be worth it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then listen, this is a perfect picture here. This is a perfect setup. You're blaming Liv Morgan and Raquel that did it. Bianca Belair was running to aid Jade Cargill getting escorted into the ambulance. And then you got Naomi, who really didn't earn her way to become a tag team champion. We noticed that it wasn't even relinquished, which is weird, right? And now you have this match, 4 women in there. You gotta have Jade Cargill come this Monday Night Raw over there and spice things up.
I believe so. I mean, they have plenty of time to develop her, off the camera to get her ready for this new storyline that I believe is going to happen. You're right. I mean, I just still feel I think Bianca Belair is the guilty party here. She can still play a tweener, like you say, just like what Montez Ford is doing right now with the Street Profits. Why not? You know what I'm saying? She can still be the EST and be loved and hated at the same time. Let's see a different side of her. Let's see if she can really handle that pressure.
All right. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line between Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai. This is a rematch from the finals of the tournament. Dakota Kai will become the Intercontinental Champion.
I want to agree, but I think it's too soon. I mean, Valkyria just lost to Bayley in the qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. I don't think they're going to have her drop the title that fast. I could see it brewing between these two. Dakota Kai does deserve it. I don't get me wrong. She deserves it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think she's going to drop it that fast.
I just don't like it when an Intercontinental Champion is losing to a non-champion. And it's the same way on the other side in SmackDown when Chelsea Green didn't win, and you're the United States champion. Like, you just made that title less than what it was. That's a big problem in the women's division in the main roster.
No, I agree. It just doesn't make sense. You got two newly crowned titles. You put it on who you believe is going to be, who's going to elevate these titles, and now you're making a mockery of them as champions by making them lose in qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber by putting the tag teams in there. So there has to be a big story on why the tag team champions are in this tournament, in this chamber. If nothing happens between Monday and to the chamber, then it was all for nothing. Right. I don't agree with it because to me, they're not bigger. I don't think that they're bigger stars than what Chelsea Green and what Valkyrie is doing at this moment as the newly crowned singles champions. You need to elevate them, bring them up. And so that's why I think she's going to be able to beat Dakota Kai.
All right. If you say so, I'm going to root for Dakota. I mean, you got a rematch, man. A rematch. I wouldn't be surprised to see a part 3. You know what I mean? Like, if the match is that good, we can see a part 3.
I mean, we thought Seth Rollins was going to get one win against Cody. He never happened. And then against CM Punk, never happened. I mean, you always get that one that you just can't seem to beat.
All right. We'll continue on. Hey, after the Elimination Chamber, it will be the road to WrestleMania. And so far, we have Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Thanks to Gunther and his aggressiveness, forcing Jey Uso to pick him, even though he kept saying, "Don't pick me." All right, you just want to be picked. You want a main event and lose that title. I got it. Another one, Charlotte Flair calls her shot at Tiffany Stratton while she's on the ground. That probably will be Charlotte Flair's biggest mistake, because now she's bullying her way through. And I believe, as of right now, I am rooting for Tiffany Stratton to beat Charlotte Flair. I really am. Yes. I don't know. It's just everything about it, the way it's formed, the way things are going. Just not a big fan of Charlotte Flair right now.
I'm not a big fan of these superstars who already established themselves, taking the spotlight away from those who was going to be the future of this business. At one time, Charlotte Flair was the future of the business, and she became a main star. Let people like Tiffany Stratton do the same thing. Okay. You don't need to prove anything becoming a 16-time women's champion. All you're doing, to me, in my opinion, is following in your daddy's shadow. You're not getting out of that shadow. You're staying in that shadow. Okay. You need to give Tiffany Stratton and those young girls, those young women, I should say, the opportunity to start developing themselves and molding themselves to become the new faces of this business. It's not the Baileys anymore. It's not the Charlotte Flairs. It's not the Four Horsewomen anymore. It's the Tiffys. It's the Valkyrias. It's the Chelsea Greens. These women are starting a new era, and we need to let them shine and stop thinking that overshadowing them with old timers.
Yeah, that Four Horsemen is long gone because two of them are gone. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, no longer with WWE. So you have a point there. And lastly, you mentioned the Intercontinental Championship. This is a potential match for WrestleMania, and it's no other than AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker tried to spear AJ Styles, missed, and gave it to the one that deserved it most, on Dominic Mysterio. And now what I'm saying, like, oh, that's it, man. He drew first blood. These two will tangle for the belt.
I'm okay with it. I mean, you need somebody who's potentially going to give Braun Breaker a run for his money, defending that title and everything. So AJ Styles is a good fit for it. So yeah, why not? I'm on board for it.
Absolutely. We'll see how that story develops anyway. What's up? You got your baby. Oh, AJ Styles. I thought you were going to show me a miniature belt or something.
I got AJ.
Is that the one? Is that the one with you put the hands together and it's his logo? You gonna put it on?
Yeah, the P.
Yeah.
Does
it fit? Or if it don't fit, you must have quit. Yeah. All right, that's what's up. Oh, look at you. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Kid size.
Tell me about it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yep. All right. Last but not least, reconciliation. Now, we've talked about it in our audio podcast, and if you guys didn't hear it and stuff like that, very, very awesome episode that we had on the audio podcast. You can listen to Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Pandora, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast platform. And that last episode, we were talking about Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Can these two make means and just just get along, get past everything, or will there be a rivalry between the two? And we said a lot of stuff. We said the things that what they needed to do. We looked at it at both sides, but it's not just only them. You look at Judgment Day on Raw, and things seems to be unbalanced. Now we know that neither any of the superstars, they lost their titles and everything else. JD McDonough is not going to be around. Finn Balor does not want to add another person to the team. But will Finn Balor just finally quit on the Judgment Day? Is there going to be somebody else that's going to enter Judgment Day? Because they've been talking about wanting to add another member. Would it last? I don't know. This is confusing. So I'm asking you, it's like, what direction do you think the Judgment Day is going?
The direction is going downhill. It's not the same as it was when Edge created the Judgment Day. Okay. You had the great pieces. He started this revolution of the Judgment Day. It was going great. It was perfect. but now it's watered down. Now you're getting generic brand of the Judgment Day. It is not the same. If they're gonna kick Finn Balor out just to add another member, I'm sorry, it's not a faction anymore. It's just fiction. I mean, it's just not right anymore with this group. They just need to
Mm.
disband and just go their separate ways. I'm sorry. It's
Carlito's trying to get a little love from Raquel. That ain't happening. He's trying his best just to get that attention. It's almost like one of those like at the last resort, something might happen because they're at a party and they were drinking too much, and then something happens. That's what I feel like that story is taking place. Very ugly. Um, Liv Morgan seems to be still happy with Dominic Mysterio, I guess. Finally, I don't know what happened. That they nixed that part with Dominic and Rhea Ripley. I guess he made up for it. Whatever. But then, like, Finn Balor's really on his own, always criticizing. I mean, it's like an old man always not happy with something, right? It's like back then it used to be this way, and then the hell with y'all. You take care of yours, I'll take care of mine. I don't know what direction they're going, but I tell you what, there's a problem there. Then you move on to the personal issue with Sami Zayn and him being with friends with a lot of people. And Karen Cross is behind that, right? And he seems like he's targeted at Sami Zayn, which is gonna have some limitations there. Um, I don't know. Then you got the New Day, which they're trying to get that respect, or they hating on everybody else because they got kicked out of the locker room. Now they're attacking Rey Mysterio, and it's crazy there. Like all these factions or what was supposed to be are just everything's falling apart.
out with the old, in with the new. Sometimes you just gotta, tear things down and rebuild all over again. I mean, you don't want to get stale with the same things over and over. We used to enjoy it as kids with the Hulkamania, and then after a while, it just started getting old and played out. We needed something fresh, something new. And I think that's what we're getting now. We're getting some fresh stuff now. The New Day, if they're going to stay a tag team, change their name. The New Day is what we used to like. We don't like these guys anymore. Change your name.
I got the new
Judgment
name
Day,
for him. I
be
got a
done
new
with it.
name for him. The old days. I love it. Thank you.
Boot
Thank
yourself out.
you. Because they still mad old, man. Mad old. And then Kofi Kingston made himself even older because he's been around. He's been in there WWE so long. Good Lord. I think he was even there before the Attitude Era.
I think he might have been there when it was still the WWF.
When he was really Jamaican.
Yeah, he got exposed by that.
Oh, remember that episode. Didn't he like have an accent or something? I thought he was Jamaican.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Man, oh man.
I would have wanted to see Xavier Woods and Kofi split. Honestly, I think Xavier Woods got a lot to do, and it could have been something as a singles competitor. But we'll leave it on. We'll leave it alone for another time. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see because next week we are going to make our Elimination Chamber picks. That's gonna be a little different. A little setup. I know Hector hates it, but there's just so many possibilities. It's like we're gonna treat the Elimination Chamber like a lottery. That's exactly what's gonna happen. All right. And we might get eliminated ourselves on this one. That's what's gonna be so awesome. All right. We're gonna stack the deck where we're gonna go 1 through 5, one being the winner, 2 the runner up, and then the process of elimination from there. We're gonna do it 3 tries. We're gonna play. We're gonna do the lottery pick pretty much. All right. Your first pick is going to be valued more than the second and third. And we're going to do the same thing with the women's. And we'll go from there. We're going to keep things interesting. So, uh, yeah. Who won the Royal Rumble, by the way? Oh, yeah. You and I. Time for the tiebreaker on this one. That's right. I'm coming with a vengeance here. Yes. I think whoever gets the first elimination of the men's is going to win the whole thing. So whoever you choose that's going to get eliminated first, I'll be like, oh shit, there we go. That's going to spoil everything. And usually you look good at the very beginning. You're like, damn, I can't keep up with Hector. Anyhow, we'll figure it out. We'll put it on there. We'll make our predictions on our website. Don't forget to tune in. Well, tune in to the hhwshow.com to see our latest blogs, our podcast, audio. We got our top 10 men and women, and a brand new one's coming up after the Elimination Chamber as we get set for the road to WrestleMania. I appreciate the follow. Appreciate everything else. Thank you for your support. With Hector V and Obi-Wan myself, thank you for watching. Until next week, stay tuned. Who you have winning both the men and women Elimination Chamber? Stay tuned. I love it. Gotta love some wrestling.